morning, guys. I woke up with a little bit more energy today, so that was good. I decided to take advantage of it and took Panda for a walk. Now I'm tired, but I felt a little bit better when I woke up this morning, so I will take that. So far today, also, knock on, not wood, it is so far no fever today, but it does seem like I'm exchanging some symptoms for other symptoms. My chest is not happy this morning. I woke up with my left lung hurting, which went away after my treatment, but after that walk, I'm pretty out of breath, and I really shouldn't be. And it's just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, right? CFers will know what I mean, but it feels like I can breathe, but my chest feels full at the same time. I know that makes no sense, but that's what it feels like. And I also noticed I don't have as much of an appetite this morning. I am like, it's like I'm not really hungry. The idea of food sounds good, but I'm not actually feeling hungry, but I'm gonna eat. So, and I'm sneezing a lot last night and this morning. So it's like, I'll take the no fever, because fevers are just the worst. They just put me out of commission. And, but it just seems like I'm trading around symptoms. So it's really confusing, but I do overall feel better today than I did yesterday. I don't know how that'll play out with the rest of the day, but at least for this morning, I feel better than I did yesterday, so I'll take that small little victory. So I woke up, I did my treatment, I had a cup of coffee, and then I took Panda out for a walk. I did it earlier than yesterday, because me and my brother walked around like 3 o'clock yesterday, and everybody was walking their dogs and playing at the same time. And today I only ran across like 3 people. People I don't mind at all, like they're fine. Panda he'll kind of look at them and just walk right by them, and it's not a big deal at all. But he has a thing about other dogs, and so if he sees another dog close to him, he won't like growl or bark or anything, he'll just kind of try to like lunge toward it. I can never tell if he wants to play with them or if he wants to eat them. So to be safe, I keep him away from them. But it just is annoying when there's other dogs out. So today was nice, it was only people. So anyway, so that's been the morning so far, and hopefully the rest of the day will continue and I'll feel better than yesterday. Last night was like the worst. I fell asleep again from like 5 to 6:30, got up, and by 7:30 I was already falling asleep again yesterday. Like, I was so exhausted for no reason, because in that hour I was awake, I sat in a chair and watched Rudolph's Shiny New Year. Like, there was nothing I did that should have made me tired, but I was just so exhausted. So far that is better. I'm not feeling exhausted. So taking the little victories, and the rest of the day today I will just rest and play more Harry Potter Lego and just chill out. But at least I got to take my buddy for a walk and feel a little bit better while doing it. Hey guys, so my energy levels and everything else pretty much went downhill since my vlog clip this morning. I ended up sleeping an hour and a half and then being tired like an hour later. Now I have low-grade fever. All the fun things. But that is not what I picked this camera up to say or talk about, because I'm tired of it at this point. What I picked this camera up to say is, it is crazy to me that it is December 29th. Yadi, chill. Which means we are only 3 days away from the new year, which usually doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, it means a whole lot as in we're going into a new year, like 2019's been a great year for me, but it means something else this year, because this is the first time for me that I really remember flipping over into a new decade. I was 11. I feel like I should remember 2010 because I was 11 turning 12 that year, but I just don't remember it very well. I don't even know if I stayed up till midnight on that year, honestly. But, so this is the first time I really remember flipping over into a decade, and also really remember, I guess, also the previous decade. Like, from 2012 on, I remember things pretty well. I have a terrible long-term memory, let's just put it that way. But, so, it's crazy to me, like, it's just crazy that we are... It was kind of like, I was realizing yesterday, I was like, holy cow, by the end of the 20s, I will be 31. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this. Like, thinking about flipping over into 2020 in just a couple of days, and then flipping over into 2030, 10 years from now, like, my life is probably going to be completely different. Now granted, it's completely different than it was in 2009 turning into 2010, but it's still crazy to me. Like, for the most part, this has been a fairly good decade for me. The only years, it's easier to actually list the years that are bad than the years that were good, because I only had 2 bad years. And those would be 2014 and 2018. The end of 2017 was a bit ish as well, but the beginning of 2017 was good. So the only bad years I really have is 2014 and 2018. Kind of ironic that it's 4 and 8, but and then the best years of this decade for me have been 2019. This has been a pretty good year. 2012 was pretty fun. I remember that, going on the trip to Canada. And 2016 was pretty great. Graduating high school, going on that graduation cruise and all that. So 2012, 2016, and 2019 were the best years of this decade. 2014 and 2018 were the worst. And I don't really remember 2010 or 2011, so I can't really comment on that. I don't care if the Cardinals won the World Series in 2011. I don't even remember flipping into this decade, and I was 11. I should remember it. So, yeah, it's just crazy to me. I was listening to this song, Long Live by Taylor Swift, and the one line really while I was listening to it was the end of a decade, but the start of an age. And so, this New Year's to me just feels so, like, exciting and sad at the same time. Like, it's like goodbye to the 2010s and the decade of my childhood, really. Like, I mean, I was 11, so you could say, you know, 2000 to 2010 was my younger childhood, but all my teenage years were in 2010 to 2019 or 2020. And so I've heard a couple of jokes about 2020 already. One I already told you guys, where it was like, next year has to be better because hindsight is always 2020, and somebody else commented the other day, like, we're going back to the roaring 20s. So there's been quite a few jokes about the upcoming year, but yeah, it's an exciting thing. It's pretty cool to have not just like a flipping over of a year, but flipping over of a new decade. And so I'm really looking forward to New Year's Eve. I was saying, hey, camera. Here we go. I was saying that tomorrow night will be the last night I go to bed, and it'll be 2019. Because I'll go to bed after midnight on the 31st, and so it'll be 2020 by the time I go to bed. So it's just crazy how fast this year has gone. I've said it before, but this year has flown by, guys. Like, when we hit the holidays, I was like, how is it already the holidays? Like, when we hit Thanksgiving, I was like, how is it already Thanksgiving and going into the holiday season? And now we're like exiting the holiday season, and it's kind of sad because I love the holidays so much. I throw myself into them every year. And like, it feels like we just flipped over into 2019. I very vividly remember flipping over into 2019. I remember counting down on my cruise. I remember going on the cruise. I remember you know, spending almost the entire month of July in Arkansas. I remember just so many little things about this year that makes it seem like, where the heck did the year go? But it's already almost gone, and so is the decade, and that's just crazy to me. Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy year, but a good one for the most part. It's had its moments, but for the most part, it's been a good year. And so I would love to know down in the comments, what were your favorite years of this decade, and if you want to, what are your worst years of this decade, and how are you feeling about the 20s coming up? Because it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird writing like 2020 instead of like 20, because, you know, I've had teen for the past several years, 2013, 14, 15, etc. Now it's gonna be like 2020, 2021. It's gonna be really weird, but I'm excited for it. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's vlog, and just maybe do my treatment before I get tired again, because I already am tired again. I don't know what this is, but it's really annoying me, because it's like, I want to be awake, I want to soak up the last little bit of Christmas, because these decorations are coming down in just a couple of days, and all I'm doing is sleeping my days away. So hopefully it'll go away. But with that, thank you guys so much for coming along on my day today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.